There are many UK organisations that pay lip service, Andrew, to customer experience, believing that good is good enough. What has to happen in corporate businesses, in your opinion, before employee and customer needs become boardroom objectives?
Oh, fabulous question. I agree with you. I agree with you completely. I mean, one of the things when I come to look at retirement that I will be disappointed at is that we haven't got an amazing reputation in the UK overall for customer experience. You know, apart from the restaurant with your early question about recent customer experience, I was kind of struggling back from that to think when before that. And I think it's a real challenge, and it was heightened, about a year ago now, when I was speaking at a conference in Edinburgh, and we were hosted on the Royal Yacht Britannia for a pre-conference dinner, which was absolutely amazing if you ever get a chance to do that. And the service there was phenomenal. And there are a number of people like me who do customer experience and employee engagement around the table that night, talking about how things were and the state of the market. And we were kind of saying, especially after a few drinks, we've all failed, haven't we? Horrendously, because if you look at the ranking for customer experience in the UK, it is largely what it was 10 or 15 years ago.
So we've not moved.
So it's Virgin Atlantic, it's John Lewis, it's Waitrose, it's Marks & Spencer sometimes, it's First Direct Bank. So those are really key examples. And I struggled this morning when I was putting some slides together for today, of thinking, can I move this on a bit? In terms of the personality bit, the British Airways and the Virgin, nobody else does it as well. And they've been doing it for years. So I do worry it's a little bit stagnant.
Yeah. So how would our colleagues here watching today build that brand personality into their businesses at the local level, you know, at kind of ground level?
Yeah,
because they're not the JLs, they're not the British Airways.
Well, I think, again, my experience of SMEs is quite extensive since I left John Lewis and been consulting. I think SMEs are actually better at doing it, particularly small SMEs, than the larger corporates, because what seems to happen when you get over a certain size, and I don't know what that size would be, it would depend on the business, is that they do become corporate and they get complicated and they go into silos and departments don't talk to each other, and it all starts to go wrong. If you look at an SME, a thriving SME, and again, present conditions accepted because it's exceptional circumstances, but if you look at a thriving SME, normally they're doing that stuff intuitively, because if they didn't, they'd go bust. And somebody's house is mortgaged against it and they don't want to lose their house. So there's a great incentive for them to do really well. And if they don't do really well, they will go bust ultimately, or the business won't thrive. So I think SMEs are good at it. I think as you expand, and most of my work with SMEs has been, as I mentioned it next door, future-proofing what they're doing really well. And that's when you need the structure and you need the define and the measure and the
all that stuff. Six steps of engagement.
That's when you need all that stuff. And as I said, and it was preparing the narrative for today, and I thought, and again, sorry to mention something I spoke about earlier, but
no, it's important to reinforce.
My work that I've done with big corporates has almost exclusively been putting stuff right that's gone wrong because they've gone into silos and got overcomplicated and don't go back to the basics. My work with SMEs has been thriving SMEs who have said, I mean, there was a stationery manufacturer in Sussex that I worked with, Office Supplies, and he was doing amazingly well. He was 80% year on year. It was just booming, and he was about to buy a second warehouse so he could service another part of the county. And that's when he brought me in, because he was concerned that he wouldn't be there all the time. And the amazing culture they had, and it was amazing, needed replicating in the other building consistently. Yeah. So I think that's the point.
I know,
it's very important. And I think that gets exciting then.
Okay.
Really exciting.
Good stuff.